Greetings fanboys and fangirls, I'm ERod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. Today, on November 3rd, the birth date of my all-time favorite voice actor, Jim Cummings, I'm counting down his top 10 greatest characters. Now I know what you're thinking. ERod, there are dozens upon dozens of similar videos on YouTube. What makes your video different than all those others? The difference is that I have followed Jim Cummings' career for 27 years. Making me the only authority on the matter. But hey, anybody can talk the talk. I will prove myself by listing off 4 extremely obscure vocal performances by Jim Cummings, starting with Miyamoto Usagi in the failed Usagi Yojimbo pilot. Yes, at one point, an animated series based on the legendary Rabbit Samurai was in the works. But the project was abandoned, as the creators felt that the premise of the show was way too similar to Bucky O'Hare in the Toad Wars. Go figure. Want to get even more obscure? Jim voiced a tobacco-chewing cupcake in Cabin Boy. How many people do you know who have that on their resume? Moving along to The Mangler. Yes, Jim provided all the roars and sound effects to the infamous demonically possessed man-eating industrial clothing press. Did anybody actually think that that was scary? I mean, the stupid thing is bolted to the ground. You could just walk away from it or just unplug the damn thing. And the last extremely obscure vocal performance that I would like to name is that Jim Cummings sang the theme song to Extreme Ghostbusters. Seriously, look it up. Alright, I hope that proved my credentials. Now, before I begin, I would like to give one honorable mention to Mr. Bumpy from Bump in the Night. Jim voiced the monster that lives under the bed as a fun-loving party animal that I would have given a spot on this list if this list wasn't stacked already. Alright, that's it. Enough stalling. On this day, the day that Jim Cummings turns 60, I'm counting down his top 10 greatest characters. Number 10, Lionel from Dumbo's Circus. Even though this character may not be as popular as all the other characters on this list, it is still a very significant role during Jim Cummings' career, as it was his first voiceover role, which opened the door to all his future roles, and it started his ongoing collaboration with Disney. Number 9, Fuzzy Lumpkins from the Powerpuff Girls. Part angry hillbilly, part parody of Lurky from Rainbow Bright, Jim turned this one-note character into one of the greatest running gags in the Powerpuff Girls. Number 8, Hondo Ohnaka from the Star Wars animated universe. Hondo is an opportunistic, cheating space pirate / con man who is a breath of fresh air anytime he shows up in any of Dave Filoni's amazing Star Wars shows. Number 7, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. I grouped these together because not only are they part of the same franchise, but they are equally as iconic. These are 2 legacy characters, meaning that Jim took over playing them from other actors, namely Sterling Holloway and Paul Winchell. And I think I can safely say that their legacies are in good hands. Number 6, Taz, aka the Tasmanian Devil from the Looney Tunes. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, does the sounds and noises that come out of that character's mouth better than Jim Cummings. Especially not Brendan Fraser, who was allowed to play the character in Looney Tunes back in action. Seriously, Brendan, nothing against you, but leave the voice acting to the professionals. Number 5, Dr. Robotnik from Sonic SatAM. Many actors have lent their voice to Sonic the Hedgehog's arch nemesis, but even hardcore Sonic fans agree that the most bone-chilling and accurate performance is Jim Cummings. Number 4, Pete from the Disney Animated Universe. He is Disney's longest-running villain, and Jim perfectly nails both his humor and his nefariousness. Number 3, Don Carnage from Tailspin. This overly flamboyant air pirate walked a very thin plank between being the show's comedic relief and its villain, and sometimes both. Number 2, Ray the Firefly from The Princess and the Frog. While it might be incredibly difficult for Jim Cummings to choose a favorite character from all the great ones that he has played, I think it is safe to say that Ray is very close to the top of his list. For 3 reasons. For starters, it is rare for Disney to use a non-celebrity actor in their animated movies. So the fact that Jim beat every comedic actor in Hollywood to get this part is pretty damn impressive. Secondly, the movie takes place in New Orleans, a city that Jim lived in for many years, so the Cajun culture is very close to his heart. And last but not least, Jim's daughter is African American. And with this being the first Disney animated movie to feature an African American princess, I'm sure this was a very special film for Jim to share with his little princess at home. Not to mention that Ray pretty much steals the show and sings one of the best songs in the movie. And the #1 greatest Jim Cummings character of all time is Darkwing Duck. Yes, the terror that flaps and the hero that quacks. This astonishingly articulate and alliterated avian adventurer still remains Jim Cummings' greatest character. Part noble hero, part rambunctious egotist, who would have to balance superheroics with fatherhood. Not only was Jim Cummings on the short list to play this character, but because it is not a legacy character, Jim Cummings contributed significantly to the character's creation, developing the character's sound as well as his personality, giving him as much credit for the creation of the Daring Duck of Mystery as showrunner himself, Tad Stones. Darkwing is versatile, multi-layered, and fun, and he is 100% Jim Cummings' character, as nobody else in history has ever played Darkwing except for Jim Cummings. And that, my friends, is why he is the #1 greatest Jim Cummings character of all time. So that is my list. Challenge it if you dare. Now, if by some astronomical reason Jim Cummings just so happens to be watching, thank you for making my childhood awesome, my adulthood even better, but more importantly, happy birthday. Oh, and thank you for signing the gas gun. Until next time, I'm ERod, I'm the Blockbuster Buster, and don't forget to get dangerous.